Hi there. This is Sue Christensen from San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools Office, along with Ema Sumak Marinon Davis, or Ema, and we too are co-facilitating this class on leading edge certification for the online and blended teacher. Anyway, we're just going to jump right on in and take a look at the curriculum here. When you first log in, you're going to find yourself on the welcome page. And on the welcome page, there's a few things that we need to point out. By the way, I'm logged in as me, and so you're going to see add content block and things like that that won't appear on your screen. You'll also notice on the left, I may have more things available than you do, and that's only because we only open the modules up week by week, and I'll talk more about that in just a bit here. Anyway, on the welcome page, you're going to notice that there's contact information for both of us. And we do have Twitter handles, so if you want to follow on Twitter, you're welcome to do so. Over on the right side, you'll notice a discussion forum. And this is not for our assignment discussions. I'll talk about that later. This is for posting questions you want to pose to the entire group, and anyone can jump in and answer, whether they're a participant in the course as a student or one of us that are the facilitators. Up at the top here on the right, you'll see a thumbnail calendar, and what's generally noted on that calendar is when different items open and close in the course. These are not going to be your due dates for assignments. Okay, and so the due dates for the assignments are going to be over here on the left. But before we talk about that and get real specific about work, I want to talk just a little more about leading edge certification. So we're going to go into the page about that. And I just want to mention that the class you're taking, Online and Blended Teacher, is one of 4 courses. And so you may be interested in taking one of the others, which are for administrator, professional learning leader, which is basically for coaches, instructional coaches, or for the digital educator. So if you're interested in those, just go to www.leadingedgecertification.org, check their calendar, and you could see what offerings are there that you could sign up for. Okay, and a little more on the classes. In general, they're all 45 to 60 hours in length. Generally speaking, you're going to be working about 6 to 8 hours per week on your module reading and assignments. That will vary, but that's just a rough estimate. The course itself is managed by the Leading Edge Alliance, and the Leading Edge Alliance is composed of some affiliates, including different county schools offices, CUE, Computer Using Educators, and also Fresno Pacific University. And while we are talking about that, you can get university credit for this course, and if you would like to do so, just send a message to Eamon and I, and Ema's actually our liaison with Fresno Pacific, and she will then jet out a package to you in regular U.S. mail, and you'll fill it out and add a check and send it to Fresno Pacific. Then they'll send Ema paperwork to fill out when you have completed, and then you will get your credits from them and be able to request a transcript. The last thing about Leading Edge we'd like to say here is that all of the coursework is aligned to the INACOL standards for quality online teaching. You can go to inacol.org to see more about that organization, and also with the National Board Professional Teaching Standards and the ISTE, International Society for Technology and Education Standards for students and teachers. Let's go back now and work our way down the navigation to talk about different documents that are here. The next one we're going to look at is the syllabus. I'm not going to read the syllabus to you at this point, but I'm going to highlight a few things. There is a link here at the top that you could use to download the PDF version of the syllabus. Course description is here, learning outcomes, Prerequisite characteristics and skills. Here I'll stop for a moment. It says to be an independent learner. What that really means to us is that given the calendar, that you are able to plan out your time so that you can get the assignments done each week. We do have due dates, but we don't penalize you in points on assignments for anything being late. Where the penalty might come, though, is that a lot of the work is collaborative. Discussions are collaborative. Some assignments are collaborative. And when the assignments are collaborative and you're not on calendar and on time, that's going to hurt your entire group or the entire group in the case of discussions. So we really want you to make sure you stay on schedule. Um, Also, just know that every week we open up the modules on Friday for the following week, so you can get a head start. So this Friday I'll be opening the module for Module 2. It really doesn't begin until Monday morning, but it will be open on Friday if you would like to get going ahead of time. Okay, the other thing that's on the prerequisite skills that I'd like to take note of, it says have average to advanced computer skills. That's going to rule out too many people. So we do know that some of you come to us with limited computer skills, and we don't want anyone to not stick with the class because of that. So if you aren't average to advanced, just be willing to work a little extra with the facilitators. Let us know when you're having difficulty. We can talk you through some steps of assignments. We could even jump into a Skype or Google Hangout session with you and share desktops and work through whatever steps you're having trouble with. Email. The best way to reach Ema and I is to use the Haiku email tool, and I'm going to show you where that is right now. If you look up to the top of the screen, you'll see it says Connect. Click on that and you'll see Inbox, and while I'm here I'm just going to point out we use announcements and discussions, but we do not use the Dropbox. Assignments are taken care of a different way, and you'll see what that is in a minute. We do have polls occasionally, and we do use wiki projects. I'll be talking to you more about that in Module 2, which is where they first come up. Okay, so you would just then up here in the Connect area, go into the inbox and create a message. So you would just click Write. A message box will appear in a moment, I guess. Come on. There we go. Okay, and then once you have the message box in front of you, you put in a subject, and then here, if you simply, there. Oh, it's trying to, okay, different computer here I'm using. Well, anyway, if you just start typing all, you'll see it'll say all teachers. And then you'll below that see all the students in the class. So you could just pick all teachers, and it will then let you send an email to both of us without having to type either of our names. So that would be the easiest way for you to connect with us. Okay, back to the home page and back into the syllabus. Okay. Reloading. Okay. Moving right along here. I'll talk to you about discussion boards in a minute. Course structure, we've talked about that. Textbook and course materials. You don't need to buy anything for this class. Everything is inside Haiku or linked to Haiku. The textbook happens to be linked to Haiku, and I'll show you where the textbook is in just a few minutes as well. Technical requirements. The main thing is you need internet. You must have internet to do this course. You'll see that I'm wearing a headset and microphone. The reason I wear it is that the microphone on a headset is going to get a consistent sound from you. There are times where we do record your voice, or you record it when you're doing an assignment. And we found that the microphones that are built into computers aren't always good at catching the sound consistently. You could buy these headsets for just $8 to $10 at most, um, Best Buy, Staples, Walmart, Target, things like that. And then there will be some tools we'll be using throughout the course, and you'll just need to set up accounts for those as they come up. Um, a webcam is not required, but it does help if you have one. You'll see later in the course. Um, you can have either a Google Drive or a Microsoft OneDrive account to turn in your work. We will accept it either way. We don't email documents around at all. So you're going to be using share links, but we'll accept work that's given to us via a share link from either of those two systems. And then for technical support, you'll notice on the left over here, there is a link to Haiku Help. That should help you out quite a bit if you need any support. The rest of the document here, the syllabus, you should sit and read it, definitely. But it's going to explain to you how to create different things in our course. So we're not going to go over that right now, but you are welcome if you don't understand something to send Ema and I a message and ask us for further explanation. Okay, I mentioned the assignment checklist, so look at that next. So instead of the calendar you see thumbnailed on the side of the screen, this assignment checklist is what you will go by for your due dates. So for Module 1, which we're in right now, you have two assignments. One is a discussion and one is a reflection. You'll also see the full instructions for these within the Module 1 pages. So you could see the discussion's initial response from you is due on Thursday, the 14th, and then on Sunday, you will have needed to respond to 2 or more of your peers' initial responses. And then on Sunday, a reflection is due. All of the other weeks have more than just those two assignments, and the more is really the addition of a portfolio activity in addition to the discussion, the response to the discussion, and the reflections. So this is your guide for your calendar for this whole entire course. It will go 8 weeks, which will put us finishing early in September. Okay, so professional connections. Most of you, I think, have completed this. There are not very many people in this cohort, and we may add a few people later this week, but right now I think we have 5. So just letting you know that that is what it should be right now. And it's a nice small group, but everything will work great with just that size. This professional connections form is a Google form. We would like you to take a minute to fill it out so that we then have, it creates this data down here at the bottom of the screen, and it provides there for us, there's a scroll bar at the very bottom if you need to look to the right of what we could see right now, but it provides us with phone numbers and email addresses. When we work on group projects, that's going to be useful. Okay, so let's just dive in now to the introduction module 1. This first module is very short, very simple. It will familiarize you with all of the elements of the course without taxing you too much to begin with here. So anyway, what is it in module 1? You have a module overview. You have 2 assignments, which I also already mentioned. You will always in the module see a textbook frame, and you'll know the textbook by the little book icon with the earth on it. You could click on that, or you can click on the blue link at the left, and we're going to do that right now, and you are going to be taken out of Haiku to a Google site that is actually the textbook. And when you're on the Google site, you'll see the pages across the top here, and to read the module's materials, you need to go through all the pages. So module 1, introduction, and it for some reason is linked to module 7, so I'm going to have to see why that's happening, but make sure you click on module 1, introduction, and then you'll see there are 9 pages to go over. You read each page, page 1, page 2, and you could see on page 2 is where you find your full instructions and a rubric for the discussion, and we'll look in a minute to where that's going to go. But I generally, when I've done these courses myself as a student, I copy the question and paste it into where I have to do the discussion post. That way I could see what I need to address to get full credit. Then I can delete it later before I submit it to post. Okay, moving along, page 3 and so on. I believe when you get to page 4, well, before we get any further, I'll just point out on page 4, you could see that there are links also in these. So all the links you see, you should follow. Don't skip over them. Sometimes the link takes you to some material that's important to read. So follow the links. Page 5. This one, I believe, yes, there are videos. So when you see the videos in there, you will also listen to them. So make sure you do. If you ever encounter a video that doesn't load, please let us know. But this brings up a good point. Some frames, some videos, the problem is really with your browser being secured beyond what is needed. So check out up here in the address bar. If you happen to see a lock or a shield, that indicates that there is security on your browser and that is activated and is actually blocking content from loading to the page. So when you do see that, just click on the icon. These are not that kind of icon because I don't have the blocking going on here. But click on it and pick allow. It may even say allow unsafe scripts. Click it. And then as soon as you do that, refresh the page and it should allow it. It could be that you have pop-up blockers, but again, look up at the top. You should see a message that pop-ups are being blocked. Unblock them. There should be a link there to unblock them. Okay, so on page 7 of Module 1, you will then see the reflection prompt and then the rubric for the reflection prompt and so on. Make sure you read all the pages of the textbook for each module during the week it's assigned. And I always recommend that you read the pages between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so that on Thursday, the day that the discussion prompt needs to be posted by you, the initial post needs to be posted by you, you're ready to go. You don't have to sit and read, you just need to respond to the post. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to have to go back quite a few screens because I'm seeing this is not opening in a new tab on my browser. So let me back up till I am back in Haiku. Pardon me here. There we go. Okay, so back on the Module 1 page, now you run down the screen below where the textbook linked box was, and you see the discussion box. All you have to do, here's the instructions again, and then down below you'll see it says discuss 1.1 discussion, introduce yourself. And so you just click the link and it takes you in, and it's pretty obvious what you have to do at that point. And because I could see 7 posts are there, I'm thinking most of you have done some posting already. Okay, and then the reflection down below, there's a little bit to read here, and do take the time to read it. But below that is the reflection prompt. And again, another link for you to click to go in and post your reflection. There is no required format for reflections. It's just important to use good English, good grammar, good spelling. Some people actually do their reflection in a blog. It may be a blog you already maintain. You can create a blog for this, and actually that's what's in this box above here. There's also instructions on the page up near the top under welcome, I believe. No, here it is, where it says blogging your reflections right here. You can go to that page and get further information if you've never done a blog and you'd like to start one. You could do a blog using Blogger, which is a tool that's free in Google. You can also use EduBlog, and if you go to that page, there's information and little short intro videos on each of those. You can also, people have asked, and it can be done, you can use docs.com, which now includes Sway. It's a Microsoft site, and you can actually create a blog within Sway, and that might be fun for you to do. So I guess a couple other things to point out. When you do see a poll over on the right side of the screen, go ahead and take it. It looks like you are already catching on to this. I see 3 of you have already done this poll. And then for each module, you're always going to see a rubrics page here. So always check the rubrics page for the module, and you'll see how you'll be scored on your assignments. This class is based on competency grading. You will not get a letter grade. You'll get a pass or a no pass. And so it's really important that you get a pass. If you don't get a pass, you'll be given the opportunity to redo or correct and resubmit again until you've got it right. So we're really all about making sure you know how to do everything in this course. So that is not going to be difficult, but don't be, dismayed if you get a no pass. When we give a no pass, we actually give part points. So reflections and discussions are 1 point each. Assignments are 3 points each. If you don't get full credit on a discussion item, we'll probably tell you why, because there's a way in the grading window for us to give comments. So let me show you where that's happening. Up here under assess, you'll see grades. By the way, we don't use the assignments or assessments or tests or anything else except the grades module in assess. So now you're going to see here everybody's names, but when you log in and go into grades, you're only going to see you. And you'll see that the assignments that are graded, none of them are released for viewing yet. That's why these are black. When they're released for viewing, they turn red. But you'll see a P here, or a 1, or a 2, or a 3. And if you haven't got full points, what I or Emma will do as a teacher, we'll put a comment in and type something, and you'll see a little icon, cloud, conversation cloud, and you can click that in your window and see what we told you need to do to get full credit. Usually it's just something that you didn't notice on the rubric was not addressed, and so that's why it's really important to look at the rubrics for each assignment. That's where grades are kept. Talked about the connections through inbox. I do want to point out that, again, we do not use Dropbox, but we do all these other things. We'll talk as they come up in the modules, like about wiki projects. We're not going to do that today. And then we're going to go back real quick. I think we're just about ready to wrap it up here. Let me look at my notes, make sure I included everything. Yeah, I think we've covered it all. Okay, so yes, let's go back to the main page. And so moving forward here, if you have any questions, just let Eva and I know. Oh, I know what I should talk to you about real quick. Down here, you'll see on your screen, it's already activated so you could see it, how to earn Leading Edge certification. Basically, after we finish all the modules, you're going to put all of your reflections and assignments into a portfolio online. If you look at this page about how to earn Leading Edge certification, you'll notice that we've got some sample portfolios so you can see in advance how students in the past who were successful completed the different modules and put it all together in a portfolio. Um, there's a roadmap of how to complete the portfolio, a rubric of how the portfolio is scored, um, and other resources. The portfolio is not done in Haiku. It's done either in a Google site that we provide a template to you for. So that template is available here. Um, but you may decide you want to create it in another website. Maybe you have access to a website tool of your own. You could use Wix. You could do a docs.com site. There's a variety of ways to do it. When you do have your site initially set up, we ask that you fill out this form that lets us know the URL, the link to your portfolio's website. And then as the course proceeds, you could fill up the pages with the information for each module. Please be aware that if you do not use our template, which is linked right here, you need to at least look at a template so that you make sure you set up your pages in the site tool you use in the same manner. There should be a page for all of the modules, separate pages, and then there should be a welcome page that has basic information about you and some other things. Basically, just make sure you look at the rubric and the roadmap, and you'll know what those pages are and what goes on them. I think that's about it. There's some tutorials that you could look at as we get to different parts of the course that require certain tools to be used, like Screencast-O-Matic and Blogger and all those. But basically, I think we've covered it all. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and there'll be another presentation when I release the module on Monday. I will make it available on Friday, but there will be a video or something, a PowerPoint that we talk you through. Something will happen each week to help overview the the module for you. So I guess that's it. So see you online. Bye-bye.